What's up, y'all? My name is Soleil, and I'm sure that you have heard of or been watching The Last of Us show on HBO. Now, when this was announced, I didn't know how to feel about it because we have definitely seen, the attempts of adapting, video games to the screen in the past. And, some of the attempts, we don't need to discuss them. And on top of that, this show has some controversy around it. Like, people worrying about the attractiveness of someone who's supposed to be playing a 14-year-old for some reason. So being someone who has played both The Last of Us 1 and 2, I had to check it out. And I must say that this is a case of an adaptation done right. And we're going to talk about why in just a minute. It goes without saying, but there are spoilers ahead. If you don't want to be spoiled, this is your opportunity to off the video. We're going to give you just a moment. They gone? All right. So with that being said, today I am bringing you guys the top 5 moments from The Last of Us show. Let's get into it. Number 5, Sam is infected. It was a struggle between this one and Joel's daughter, the scene where she dies in the beginning, but I feel like this one definitely needed to be included. Originally in the game, the way that it's revealed that Sam was bitten is in a way that only Sam and the player know what happened. So in the show, they definitely deviated. First, Sam appears to be younger and is deaf, so he communicates through ASL and writing. So we have their original community after them due to the death of Kathleen's brother, when Henry does what he needs to do to save Sam. And we have just this, big confrontation, in this neighborhood. And out comes all of these infected. And I mean, this scene was terrifying. Like, imagining yourself in this situation was just horrifying. So after they escape this mess, Ellie and Sam are having a conversation, and, it comes to, fears. And Sam asks Ellie what she's afraid of, and she says she's afraid of ending up alone. And then Sam wants to know, if you turn into a monster, is it still you inside? And immediately, as the viewer, your heart drops because he's bitten, and he reveals his bite. And in this, since Ellie knows what's going on, she tries to, intervene and try and save him, with her blood, because, she knows she's immune. But it doesn't work that way. And of course, he's turned. And Henry is forced to shoot his brother before he can even mentally process what's going on. And after losing such a big part of him fighting to survive, he takes his own life. Now, in the game, I can remember my reaction to this. Like, I was just sitting there stunned. I don't think I had ever been invested in a story and then seen something like that with the characters. So it definitely stuck with me. And, another big important thing about this moment is it's really a parallel between Joel and Ellie, and showing, like, really the worst of what could possibly, happen to them. Number 4, Bill and Frank. So in the game, we know that Bill had a partner, right? And it doesn't touch on the actual relationship and the connection a lot, but the show does. We of course see Bill as, what he is, paranoid, protective, type of character. But the way that they explored the relationship enriched the story so much. And the reason I'm putting it on this list is because when I saw this episode, I immediately thought, this is why you have different types of media of the same story. This is why you do adaptations like this, so that you can expand off of the story. Like, we wouldn't have gotten this otherwise. Bill and Frank's story is just so amazing because it's so genuine and just so intimate. And, we of course start out with our, character Bill, paranoid but prepared, I like to say. But a protector, just like Joel, who meets Frank, who is just this person that lights up everything, adds color to life. And we follow their lives as they live out, pretty peacefully in comparison to everyone else. And it's really a heartwarming but bittersweet experience that reminds us that surviving is not living. In contrast to the game, we get a deep and honest last sentiment from Bill. And, the resources, of course, due to his careful planning. And I feel like that versus his physical help was way more meaningful. Number 3, Ellie versus David. Now, this part of the story was a shocker for me in the game. I was not ready. When David put his hand on Ellie's hand at that jail cell, I knew he had to go. By any means, I knew he had to go. This moment is so important because up until this point, we've seen Joel do most of the fighting and just merely teaching Ellie things, along the way. But this is Ellie's first foe on her own. And them showing him as a preacher was just very disturbing, responsible for a community of people. And I believe in the game, we didn't really get to see much of the community. But in seeing that, oh no. It just made me hate him more. This fight in the game was just so nerve-wracking and, just as tense in the show because it's really a reminder of what it could be like if Joel wasn't there. Of course, Ellie bests him and he gets exactly what he deserves. And I think we were all happy with that. Joel and Ellie shared the most beautiful moment after this, and it lets us know, that he's now all in as Ellie's protector. Number 2, Ellie loses Riley. Now, this episode covers the DLC from the game, and it was handled so perfectly, but we'll get into that later. It's got my girl from Euphoria, so we're in good hands. Riley was Ellie's only real friend in the QZ. She leaves but comes back to have a last chance to show love and appreciation before she goes away for good. Through this simple trip to the mall, Ellie gets to experience things she never got to experience due to them being before the time of the apocalypse. Riley tries to explain that she's going to join the Fireflies for the sake of belonging, but Ellie is not trying to hear that. Even in the middle of the tense emotions, they can't help but follow their feelings. We see the adorable innocence of first love. But of course, right after that, reality kicks in, and after an attack, they are both infected. The show places this flashback perfectly. And through Riley's stunning maturity, we see how Ellie is motivated to not just give up on herself or others, even if things look bad. And how that lights a fire in her to fight and do whatever she needs for Joel to survive. Number 1, Joel saves Ellie. I wanted to note that this episode begins with Ellie's mother giving birth to her, and Ellie's mother is played by the voice actress, and she was doing, capture and stuff too, but the voice actress who originally plays Ellie. This is how you just, everything is just done so respectfully, and you can just tell they thought it out. Like, just having both Ellies just permanently connected like that is the choices that were made, just so spot on. They finally get to where they think is their destination, and Marlene tells Joel that making the cure will kill Ellie. Joel feels he cannot let that happen, and when he's being escorted out, he goes back and kills everyone to save Ellie. In this game, in the game, this part was brutal. The way we lit that hospital up behind Ellie, as the player, you feel like, hey, Joel, whatever you do, whatever you want to do, I'm with it, but Joel was faced with Marlene at the end, and the fact that he knew deep down, sacrificing herself for that cure might have been what she wanted. Earlier in the episode, when Joel explains how he almost took his own life, it's obvious he's in a better place. And I'm not gonna do it justice, so let me just play this.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Due to everything Ellie has done for Joel, inside and out, he's connected with her and is determined to save her. He chose saving her even over an honorable death that she may have accepted. I chose this moment as number 1, of course, because I feel like it's the basis for this entire story. Joel comes right around full circle as a father figure and a protector. Well, he truly is deep down. So let me know how you guys feel about my top 5. You know, do you agree? Like, what moments did you love from the show? Comment down below. If you like this, you know, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It's a free way to support the channel. If you're new, subscribe, join the squad, and be sure to turn that bell on. Everybody should have the bell turned on so you don't miss anything that I have for you guys. And yeah, y'all, of course, it's been a blast. Have a wonderful day, and I'm out of here.